Hey, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Taking Flight. It's Megan Holly, and today we're talking about abundance and bringing fresh energy into our lives. Um, I firmly believe that there are really simple ways that we can do this. I was just actually having a conversation with somebody who wanted a little bit of coaching on, like, how do you bring in the feeling of freshness and feeling grounded and good in your daily life, in your energy, in your space, all the things. And you guys know I'm really big on the space around you supporting kind of what you feel like and how you operate and all of that. So today I thought it would be, a really good moment in time to talk about that. What do I do? And it came because I was talking with this person that I'm just coaching through some of what can be helpful for them, and I'm like, oh, this could be some great little. Hey, let's talk through this. So here we go. So for me, I've got it down to almost a science for myself, if you will, and I kind of do a monthly ritual that every start of the month, and usually it's the weekend, like whatever the first weekend lands on, I take some time. I set aside purposeful, intentional time to reset the house, to let go of stagnant energy, to kind of revive, the feelings that I'm having, most importantly, and then kind of everything that kind of flows from all of that. And so there's nothing crazy about it. It's not anything that most of us aren't doing already, maybe in some way, shape, or form. It's just kind of the format that I do it and the intentionality that I do it. And so here we go. Let's just jump right in. So for me, one thing that I 3000% believe is that fresh air, open air, moving air creates good energy. It not only does that, but it can move out kind of old, stagnant energy. And let's be honest, we're humans. We have dogs, we have food that we cook, all this stuff. It kind of piles up in the house over time, especially honestly in the Midwest. We have our house closed up in the winter because it's too cold, in the summer because it's too hot. And maybe we get a few, months or weeks, maybe not months, but like few weeks here and a few weeks there where it's just the perfect temp and we open up more. But if we're not doing it regularly, I believe wholeheartedly that it kind of keeps stagnant energy in there and alive, which we don't want. We don't want that type of energy to stay alive. We want the good, kind of fluid, flowing, abundant energy too. So I don't care what temperature it is, I don't care what season it is, windows open in our household, especially during this weekend time frame that I'm kind of resetting for the month. I usually pick one in kind of each quadrant of the house so there's movement in all of the spaces, not just one that, okay, yeah, we get some fresh air or whatever, but it kind of you get some cross breeze and whatnot. Now you might be saying, okay, but what if it's the dead of winter and it's, 20 degrees out or it's 90 degrees on a July day? I hear you, I see you. I understand that kind of like, well, is that the best thing to do? Take it all with a grain of salt and turn it into what is best for you. But for me, even if it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes, do it in the early morning if it's a really hot day, do it in the evening, find the space that makes the most sense. But for me, it has never made my air conditioner or my furnace have to work that much harder because I opened up a window or a few windows for 5 minutes, But what it does do is make me feel refreshed. Everything feels like it smells better. That like winter air coming through sometimes is just so good. And actually remembering that you're alive in the winter and feeling that cold on your own skin is kind of a weird byproduct of doing it. And so first and foremost, if nothing else, that is something that happens all the time. Now, on top of doing it in this monthly ritual, most days, if not every single day, is a window is open somewhere in our house. Even if it's the back door for a little bit, letting the dogs out, we are really big on not just forgetting to do that. So, number one is fresh air and intentionality. So the next thing is kind of a nice deeper clean. Now, some months my bandwidth isn't to get in every nook and cranny and do every little, spot in the house, but it is a deeper clean most times than kind of the, wiping down a counter real quick or a quick vacuum. I go in with intention and getting maybe the spaces and places that don't get done when you're doing like the hot spots in your regular everyday cleanup or pickup kind of a thing. And so what I believe this does is not only kind of gives us a second, right, to make sure that we're not forgetting and just sloughing over something that maybe is collecting dust or stuff, literal stuff. Have you thrown, a bunch of clothes or, items or jewelry? Sometimes my mom used to call them in high school Megan droppings, because I would just, I'd just take whatever off and like sit it there. And we all do that. So, there's that. But the thing is, if you just keep doing it and you keep adding to the pile, it gets a little overwhelming. So when we're taking a little bit more time to just clean into the spaces and corners that we've kind of forgot that they existed, when we're doing this, we can start our month feeling a lot more productive, if you ask me. Because when we see stuff out of the corner of our eyes, we just feel worse, right? Like, oh, we got to get to that. Why can't I get to that? Like all these questions start coming up and we just don't feel good. And also, everything, right, kind of is a blocker or a creator of energy. And when we've got piles of things, then it's blocking our energy. So that's kind of the second thing is really just a nice, more intentional cleaning. In fact, we have like a vinegar and I forget what the mix is. It's like all natural for our floors. Well, we use kind of a Swiffer type thing, like a reusable, pad. But when I do these intentional ones, I use an actual mop that has this little spinny thing that's super fun and like it like gets all the water out and then you can mop. I use it during that time because it's different. So I kind of have to be more intentional. I have to be more present when I'm doing it. And as like goofy or woo-woo as that sounds, intentionality is kind of everything in life, We get more out of just about anything that we do in life when we are more intentional. And so I use that specifically more often during that time because I just get to like be there. And so it's really a good thing to be able to kind of encompass. So what can you do to kind of zest up your cleaning protocols to be more intentional with it? It's another thing to do. I get it. So many oftentimes we are feeling that way. It's just like one more thing to check off. But can we create rituals and routine around it? Can we get a better? I was just talking with a friend about 1 minute miracles, and I think I've talked about that in another episode in the past. That if you're about to put something down and it would take a minute or less to walk it to the cabinet, the drawer, the closet, the garage, um, to put it in the proper place, then just do it, right? Like tell yourself 1 minute miracle, and walk over and do it, right? So that's something that helps this side of things feel a little less daunting, and keeps our places tidier and feeling energized because we want to feel that way. And we are at the forefront of being able to make that happen. So that's kind of the second one. It's a no-brainer, but it's about the very specific intentionality behind it and thinking of ways to make it you. And when I'm doing it, I'm also saying I'm so grateful for that. Like we got a new sectional a few months ago, and it's just like I'm so grateful to have to chom chom, which the chom chom, if you've never heard of it, it's the best little tool for getting like dog hair and whatever off of couches without having to vacuum. It's so good. But like I could be annoyed by having to do that. It is annoying. Like who wants to do some of this stuff? But when I'm doing it, I'm thinking to myself, I'm so grateful that I have two healthy, happy dogs that I love so much. They make me laugh. I'm so happy that I have this beautiful couch that gathers family and I'm able to enjoy fun laughter moments with them, or I get to take a good nap on it sometimes. That's where the intentionality comes in. And when we're doing it and we turn our thoughts into, dang it, I got to be doing this, to I'm so grateful. We have a joke in our house that we're like, once in a while, one of us, myself or my husband, will say, do you like the couch? Do you like the car? Are you thankful for the, whatever, the canopy outside? And it's just like a random thought, but it's our way of doing gratitude in a very strange, silly, kind of one off way, if that makes sense. And then the other person's just like, yeah, I love it, and it just reminds us of the beauty of simple things in life. Nothing is that fancy or extravagant or whatever. It's just, are you so happy that we are, able to have something that makes us feel safe, comfortable, creative, whatever it is. Um, within this ritual as well, we well, let me just so I don't forget because I feel like I will. I've got these are 2 local businesses to me. I do believe that they both have the ability to ship as well. So if you're not local, and you love this kind of stuff, these are kind of home sprays, although this one right here, well, actually both of them I've used as kind of like a perfume as well. It's all natural. It is just they're so good. This one is a protection spray. So it's got like herbs and oils and it like literally on the label, it's like to ward off negative energy and intention and ill intentions, providing you with peace and safety. I will tell you what, the amount of people that this one, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not good at explaining scents, but this one just smells like a hug. It smells grounding. It's kind of invigorating at the same time, though. It's like this interesting thing, but I have since getting it and spraying it on myself as a perfume. I was at dance I think it was a couple weeks ago now, and I was standing there and somebody walked by me. They like did their thing, did whatever they were doing, and they like slid back to me and they were like, "It's you." And I was like, and they're like, "You smell so good." I was like, "It's me. What did I do?" Right? You're like, "Oh." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And it was like one of the first or second days that I had like worn this as kind of a perfume. And so she was like, "It just smells so good. Like I feel like safe." And I have been told, like my brother has told me this before. Other people have told me you kind of smell like a safe space, which I love. And then this one is, similar. This one's a little more lighter, but still kind of that same grounding. It's got, for all my kind of hippy dippy people, it's got patchouli in it. It's got peppermint, lavender. It's so good. So I will link both of they're both women-owned businesses. They make these themselves. It is amazing. But part of my ritual is spraying this around the house. So I will spray, whichever one I'm feeling that day. And they both complement each other. So it's not like there's a lot of like mix and, matching going on. They both are kind of similar veins, just different enough. So I will go and I will spray like a little bit on like the curtains, for instance, or I've honestly sprayed them on the screen of my windows when the windows are open. So again, then anytime you open it, right, and it's like however long it lasts on there, but they both have oils in it, so they should last a little longer, right? But anyways, it just again resets the house. I believe that scent, well, I don't believe it. I've read and seen that like scientifically scent is one of our senses that are tied to memory more than anything. And so, have you ever had those moments where you've smelled something and it's just taking you back to somewhere? My hopes is that when somebody smells something similar to our house smell, right, that they feel instantly safe and grounded. And that's a beautiful thing. I want people to feel comfortable at my house. And if a little, unique grounding scent does that, then great. So, anyways, I will link these up for you guys and they're amazing. Go support them, even if you're not going to grab their sprays, see what else they've got, or even just give them a follow. They're, we're about community here. So, yeah, it's super important to me. So, kind of to wrap this up then, with this routine, I think the biggest thing for me then is because I am kind of a recovering piler, collector, Megan droppings, because it was my brain. That was the way my brain functioned. Somebody who struggles with focus and ADHD and all this stuff, sometimes it was just too much to do the thing that was supportive in the moment, but then it causes more chaos after the fact. So my biggest thing is creating systems around what works best for me. And so I've had, kind of a revamp of my closet, for instance, to make things easier to put away with those 1 minute miracles, with, whatever it is that I can say, okay, you know what? I have the urge to just leave this right here and go hyper focus on that, but it's not going to serve me in the long run. 1 minute or less, it's going to take me to get across. I don't have, 8 wings in my house and not like in some, crazy castle. It doesn't take me long. And for most of us, I would think it would take a minute or less to get really anywhere to put something away. Even if it's at least in the vicinity it's supposed to go in, that's better than nothing. So, just finding the sore spots that you have in your everyday kind of upkeep of your home and your space and your energy and seeing what you can do kind of to start your month off wonderfully. And then it sets the tone for you to check in throughout the week to kind of graze over and go, okay, what's getting out of check? What's getting out of balance? Like a check and balance, truly, of your home, of your energy. And if I'm feeling off in it, I will stop for a second and be like, okay, like I need maybe to blast the windows open and feel, the shift or change in kind of temperature or energy or whatever. Or I'm looking around and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of going into back into, old habits. It's a way to really ignite that and understand yourself better. So I hope that something in this, either resonated with you to the fact that you're like, "Ooh, I do something similar like that." I would love to hear what it is that you do. That would be amazing. I just love picking up new ways of really reigniting and invigorating myself and life and all the things. So let me know, or if there's something that you add in, or even, if you've got other beautiful things that you use for home scents or even perfume that's natural and beautiful, share it all with me. I'm here. I would love to hear it. And hopefully this next month when you do this, you feel some shifts happening. And I can't wait to hear all about it. Have a beautiful one, my friends.